Have you ever felt that when you look at your future, you see a huge mountain of responsibilities? You need to save for a house. You need to think about when you grow old. And on top of that, you need to pay rent or your car loan. But then, when you try to save money, it feels like you're dropping it all in a bucket that has a massive hole in the bottom. Suddenly, you feel depressed and want to buy yourself a small treat to cheer you up. Because at the end of the day, that small treat will not have any meaningful impact on your finances and will not make you feel closer to that beautiful house you dream to buy.
Meet Wally. He just did the math on a house deposit, realised he'd need to eat nothing but plain rice until the year 2045, and his brain just gave up. Instead of saving that extra $100 this month, he buys a barista-grade espresso machine. And the weirdest part? He doesn't feel guilty. In a twisted way, he feels like he made a smart financial move.
What Wally is experiencing is a behavioral glitch called learned helplessness. When your brain realizes a game is totally rigged, like trying to save money when the cost of living is completely out of control, it simply stops playing. It rewires itself. Your brain decides that because the future feels impossible, the only rational thing to do is extract joy right now. That espresso machine isn't a mistake anymore. To your brain, it's a highly logical coping mechanism. But here is where the glitch becomes dangerous. Retailers know exactly how economically exhausted you are, and they weaponize this feeling of hopelessness. Algorithms track when you are doom scrolling bad news late at night, when your willpower is completely drained. That is exactly when they will offer buy now, pay later, or buy one, get one free. They package debt as self-care, convincing you that because you can't buy a house, you deserve this little treat. Another brain glitch is present bias. In other words, your brain gives extra weight to what feels good now, since the future looks far away in the distance. You know the future is important and matters to you a lot, but the present is so loud and stressing. So when your brain has to choose between feeling slightly better today and maybe being better off years from now, the present generally wins. If the house, the emergency fund, the debt-free life, the breeding room, the normal adult stability all feel like they are unreachable, then today gets even louder, and the treat is sometimes the pressure valve. When Wally thinks of a house deposit, or a safety cushion, or just a future where rent does not eat half his soul every month, his brain starts discounting the savings and says, "Why bother?" And technically, in the smallest, most annoying way, the brain has a point. One skipped purchase probably won't transform Wally's life. But here is the trap. The brain uses that truth to justify a pattern. One purchase won't ruin you, but the repeated feeling that the future does not count, that can quietly become expensive. Some surveys have found that many Gen Z and millennial adults feel financially insecure, and plenty report guilt or stress around spending. Some research has even found that younger adults sometimes describe doom spending as a way to cope with stress. The problem is that people can be trying to budget and still get caught in the glitch. So, how do we patch it when the economy actually is stressful? First of all, we need to stop hopelessness from making every comfort feel automatically justified. Before buying the small comfort, ask yourself 3 questions. Am I buying this because I actually want it, or because the future feels pointless? Would I still want this tomorrow morning? Can I choose a smaller comfort and move even one tiny amount toward future me? The goal is to remind your brain that the future is still real. So maybe Wally still buys the comfort, but moves $2 into savings. Maybe he chooses the cheaper treat and keeps the ritual. Maybe he closes the cart and walks away. Sometimes you need the comfort, and that is perfectly fine, but don't let the unknowns of the future make you feel that these small choices are meaningless. You might not be able to control inflation or the housing market, but you can control your cart. Don't let them weaponize your stress. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.